Before anyone comes up with something, let me say this, because we are worship leaders. I would want to encourage the use of the gift of tongues in particular. I really want to encourage the use of the gift of tongues. And just use these three concepts that I've used: presence, connect, and flow. Praying in tongues enables you to connect with God directly, so that the Lord will release his mysteries, an outpouring of his mysteries into you, the outpouring of himself into you. And so there are different dimensions of the gift of tongues. The gift of tongues as a speech, when the Lord is bringing a word, and so comes the word of tongue. So when it is a word, it's prophetic. It goes with interpretation. You can use tongues in your ordinary praying. You can use tongues in worship. When tongues is being used in worship, it must be worshipful. You must pray it worshipfully. Just as you can speak worshipfully, so also you need to speak in tongues worshipfully. Just as you can talk prayerfully, so you need to pray in tongues prayerfully. I see many people praying in tongues, but they are really only making noise. Just it's like macho power, macho energy, and it is all soulish. It's rooted in the soul, unconnected to the Holy Spirit. When you are hooked to the Holy Spirit, which you must learn, you must allow the Holy Spirit to teach you, to lead you gradually into him and plunge you. When you learn that in the secrecy of your own praying, in your own prayer closet, in your own worship closet, before your own personal altar, the outflow, the fragrance, the incense, the redolence, the sweet smelling flow of worship will be cultivated by the Holy Spirit in your heart. And your heart will cultivate worship. Your heart will cultivate attending to. So you can speak in tongues, and you can sing in tongues, and you can sing in your local language. It's like the eagle flowing on the wings of the wind. You'll be soaring on the wings of the Spirit, and the crescendo and the harmony and the flowing out and the pouring out of the rivers of worship, the beauty of the gift. It is so awesome. And if we meet as a group, when I was leading the leaders, I used the word protraction. When you stay connected and you allow the flow to flow continually in a protracted manner, in other words, in an elongated, lengthened manner, you reach the point where there is complete outflow, because you are no longer yourself and nobody is themselves. I mean, when I say themselves, doesn't mean you go crazy, but it means that you are very sober, you are very alert, but you are interiorly awake and completely yielded to the Holy Spirit, so that he is having his way, and you know that he is having his way. A lot of times we meet and we don't allow the Holy Spirit to lead us to that point because of time pressure. We go, we have drawn our program, and we put our timelines, we do this. So it is more important to do 2 activities and give time to them than to have 12 activities within a short space of time. I don't know if I'm making sense. It is very, very important to sometimes simply, if you're going to have an all-night or a revival, just attend to his presence. Everything we do in that prayer must be attending to that presence, so that when we start worship and we plunge into praying in tongues, we plunge into releasing, connecting, and flowing. When there is the presence and there is the connection and there is the outflow, we need to sustain the connection and allow the outflow of the presence in a continuum to such a point that it breaks loose, so that he has his way and he's doing his things among his people. That's when you begin to see miracles and you begin to see the power of God. These days, we don't have it. No one wants planning more than me. I want to plan every detail. And planning is very important. But my key is you pray, you plan, you prepare, and you yield to him. Pray, plan, prepare, and yield. That's the key. So at the point of yielding, at the point of execution, you must yield to him and let him have his way. I want to see us beginning to use the gift of tongues, and those who are leading worship, we sing the song either in the vernacular, in our language, in our own words, in our mother tongue, and then we yield to singing in tongues. And let singing in tongues be sustained. The instrumentalists will be backing it with tones that are evocative, that sound, and all of us, flowing beautifully. It is powerful. And not just to enjoy, because it is singing and it is musical, you can enjoy the music of it. But here we are going beyond its beauty. We are going beyond the aesthetics. We are going beyond the harmony. And good harmony will be enjoyed. There is nothing wrong in enjoying it. But we shall enjoy and go beyond the enjoyment and allow the outflow to burst forth so that He takes over. That is what we are looking at as we go forward. Let me end here. We shall continue.